I've come here to deliver remembrances. Let's see if the crone says anything now that I've beaten Morgott.
Well, you managed to return. You know what this means. The Earth Tree has spurned you. The fingers remain still, shaken by this turn of events. They are busy consulting the greater will. When they are finished, the fingers will again offer their guidance. But thousands, if not tens of thousands, of moons must first pass. No matter for me, but you. How will you ever manage to wait? My, oh my.
Well, we know that by the end of this she'll be dead, and I'll get what I want, but I want to burn the impenetrable thorns.
Heavens forbid. That is not the domain of mere men. The burning of the Earth Tree is the first cardinal sin. And you say you seek the power of the Rune of Death too? The Rune of Death goes by two names. The other is Destined Death. The forbidden shadow plucked from the Golden Order upon its creation. Unleashing the rune now would be unthinkable. The fingers would never permit it. Nor would the greater will. But here we are. The fingers dormant, severing our link to the greater will. The realm and all life in ruins. Impossible events transpire beyond the ken of the fingers. Who is to say that the cardinal sin must be cardinal forever? Go on. Finish the job. Take the course you deem most worthy.
Oh, that's interesting. How do I burn the thorns?
You must find kindling. Only the smoldering flame in the great forge of the giants on the highest peak in the lands between can burn the Earth Tree. But special kindling is required to reignite the flame. For the flame to burn the Earth Tree, a sacrifice is needed. Of one who envisions the flame and can lead you to the Rune of Death. You must find only the smallest for the flame can lead.
That is helpful. And now I guess I'll just grab my remembrances really quickly, don't mind me. Giant's Red Braid, sure. Burno Flame, why not? Morgott, I'll take your Cursed Sword, I'll take your Regal Omen Baron. Reusable. So it's not a talisman, it's just reusable? Oh, because it costs FP to summon Wraiths. Alright. Now all I have to do is beat Malekith and trade in his remembrance twice. I can hardly wait. I am now back in the Round Table Hold after entering crumbling Farum Azula, which means I've burned the tree.
You've done it, I see. What use do you have for me now? I am a finger reader. I will remain here until their dialogue ends and the fingers speak again. Do as you please. Take whatever course seems most worthy to you. Now you may go.
I got nothing for you.
You'd force this tired old crone to work, even now. Harder taskmaster have I never met.
And I could still exchange remembrances even after she's dead.
Now, do what you believe is right.
Oh. That's different. Normally she says go forth, let the fingers guide you, but now it's do what you believe is right. That's interesting. You know we're getting toward endgame now. And here we are with our friend Malakath. Say hello to Malakath. There he is, looking as grand as ever. The reason I'm showing you this fight again is that I want to use my Blasphemous Stone. I really didn't get the opportunity to use it last time. That was actually a decent opportunity, but he was going after the Mimic tier, so it was very hard to focus on where he was going to be. Ugh, that double spin is the worst. Anyway, let me go somewhere else. I wanted to get a little damage before the Mimic tier gets... There it is. Alright, the fight's over. The funny thing is, I died to this guy a bunch of times when I was trying to use the Blasphemous Stone, but when I actually tried killing him, it's like, oh, there it goes. That's enough for Malakath, everybody. The Blasphemous Stone staggers them. How do you like that? Well, here we are toward about the final thing I intend to show. And that's going to be the end of Brother Corhin's questline. Of course, we've already seen the end of Brother Corhin's questline, but this time, I did not offer him the Tonic of Forgetfulness. I either used it on Raya, which in this playthrough I actually did, or I could have simply not offered it to him. Either one of those would have been acceptable. And here he is by himself.
Oh, it's you. I finally come to understand. The Master was nothing more than a madman. Enchanted by a vain and ruinous delusion, he rejected the perfection of the Golden Order, seeking to supplant our glorious faith with his own. Could there be a more pitiable comedy? Look at it. The culmination of perfection, burning before our very eyes.
Ugh. In my other path, he just didn't know where Goldmask went, but this, he's just completely lost it.
Oh, it's you. I finally come to understand. The Master
Is it the same thing?
Seeking to supplant. Look at it.
Okay, so now I will refresh the area. And we're back at the area again. Because remember, this is a completely different location from last time. He was just at the Stargazer's ruins in the snowy area. Just like, oh, Goldmask left? What? What happened? But this time... oh. Well. Hooray. This time he is most displeased. So now that I have listened to what he had to say, I refreshed the area, so now I'll go see him one last time, and he's gone. And this is where you get the bell bearing, the flail, and the robe. I know for a fact I got the flail. I'm reasonably sure I got the robe. Yeah, there you go. So that does it. That is the even more depressing conclusion of Corhin's questline, but I have a few more interesting surprises to show you. Well, here I am doing something very surprising because since I originally recorded this Let's Play, the game has been patched. It's White Mask Vare. I had a whole tirade about this before, but we're going to do this again.
Ah, there you are. You claimed a great room and had your audience with the two fingers at the round table home. What was your impression?
They didn't seem right. They were magnificent. Now for this purpose, I'm going to go, they didn't seem right.
Aha, your intuition serves you well. My doubts had been piling up, you see. The words of the two fingers cannot be trusted. Truly, naught but rambling, senile delusions. I believe that when the Elden Ring was shattered, the two fingers were corrupted, their guidance skewed. Even worse, the fingers harbor no love for our kind. That's the part that irks the most.
So, what do we want to do about it?
Oh, I have a gift for you. Something fit only for the wise.
Now, this was the thing that kind of bothered me before.
A means for circumventing the draw of the two fingers. Give it a try, won't you? And if it please you, may we meet again. I've high hopes for you, my lambkin. Be sure to try that finger I gave you. There's no reason to dither. The tarnished were spurned by grace, forsaken by the two fingers. And now they ask you to mend their crumbling world? Your loyalties are misplaced with them.
One more time?
Be sure to try. I'm quite certain.
Okay.
Be sure to. I'm quite certain that you'll take to it.
Now, we did this way earlier in the Let's Play, and I got mad about this because the festering fingers are used for invasion. And where do you invade? Well, there are some quests that actually do require you to invade in this game, and it's good offline. But this is an online-only quest. I'm supposed to invade, I think, maybe 3 other players' games. I don't even have to win, I just have to invade them. But that requires being online. Well, guess what? Since patch 1.06, a little certain something has changed, and we are going to pursue that. At this point, I have gone ahead and taken care of Raya Lucaria Academy, and I am at the east exit. Additionally, I have met Bach, dealt with him, took him over to Liurnia, and now this is the farthest site of grace of the ones he can appear at, so I will rest here for the first time, summoning Bach. Oh look, there he is. Oh yes, also, I don't know if you noticed, it was only on the screen for a second because I knee-jerk backed out, but this is maybe my favorite thing about the patch. Talk to Melina always shows up in the menu, I mean if it's available, but it's there, but the menu gets so big that it's easy for me to miss it. But now, if there's something new to say, there's a little glowy, and that makes things so much more easily acquired.
Your seamster, Bok. He is always eager to see your return. Please, will you talk to him? When you can. I'm sure he would be much contented.
And now there's no more talk to Melina option. Also, in the very beginning of the game, if you could talk to her again with something new, it would still glow. And if you could get her to repeat herself, because it was a tutorial message, the talk to Melina option would be there, but it would not glow. Very, very convenient. Anyway, I'm done talking to her for now. I didn't actually mean to change the time of day, but whatever, she's gone anyway. Now, regarding talking to Bach, I have acquired the gold sewing needle, and I have a piece of boss equipment that is capable of being altered. I don't know if well, I guess it's not as long of a list as I thought it was. But it was, well, maybe Malekith's armor would just do it anyway, but it's something that you should be able to alter. So I got, I think it was like Radahn's lion armor or something. Something like that. I do have a bunch of cool stuff though, but I particularly need a key boss thing to transform. Point is, I should have it, and I have the golden needle. Now let's talk to Bach, because, well, we'll see.
Bok the seamster, at your service, master. Ready to make adjustments to your garments.
What's I'm sorry?
Master, my apologies. Your wardrobe includes the garb of the old demigods, and I'm afraid I can't make adjustments to them. My mum told me once that a royal seamster would do them up in a jiffy. Just wait, Master. Before long, I'll be that good too.
Well, now I can give the gold sewing needle.
Is that a gift for my undeserving self? Thank you kindly. But what on earth could it... Oh, amazing! I've never seen a golden needle. Not in all my life. With a spectacular royal crest to boot. Are you certain that this is for me? Oh, I can hardly believe it. Have faith in me, Master. I'll polish my craft enough that I deserve this golden gift. I'll be the golden seamster, Bok. Now I'll be able to sew anything. Even the threads of the demigods.
And then, surely she'd be happy for you.
Do you think that Mum would be pleased if she knew that I'm as good as any royal seamster now? Oh, it's still not enough. I need to learn how to sew from scratch like her.
Okay.
Oh, going so soon? Please do be safe on your journeys.
Now what happens if I talk again? Anything?
Bok the seams ready to make... Oh,
Nothing to talk
please.
about. What if I rest? Refresh the area.
Bok the ready to make...
Okay, nothing here. Well, I don't think there's any more I can do now, so I'll just have to meet him at, I believe, 2 more Sites of Grace, getting farther and farther out, and then we'll be able to continue his quest line. Here I am at the Altus Highway Junction. I've gotten more done, so let's go ahead and refresh. Bok, there we go. Look at that. Oh, also we could talk to Melina. Let's hear it.
The Erd Tree is close, only a little further till the foot of the Erd Tree. And the accord is fulfilled. It takes me back. I was born at the foot of the Erd Tree, where Mother gave me my purpose. Though now, everything is lost to me. I have to ascertain for myself the reason for which I live, burned and bodiless.
Well, there's another thing we can hear her say. Let's see what it is.
Your seamster, Bok. I see him crying from time to time. I think he misses his mother. He wants someone to tell him he's beautiful. Does being born of a mother mean one behaves in such a manner?
That's a big hint. That's a major hint. We're gonna get to that later. But, in the meantime... Alright, there we go. Let's hit him up.
Bok the seamster, are you ready to make a...
I have a favor to ask.
Master, may I ask you something? Would you mind if I called you Lord? I heard that you and the other Tarnished seek the throne of the Elden Lord. Well, I know that you will be the one, and you'd make just the manner of kind-hearted lord that I'd wish for. So please, if you would, allow me to call you Lord.
You may call me Lord. I did not expect this.
You don't say. Thank you. Thank you, my lord, my lord, my lord. Please become Elden Lord. And please let I, Bok the seamster, remain at your side.
Oh, we got a gesture for that. My lord. How appropriate.
Going already, my lord. Please do be safe on your journeys.
Now let's get ourselves into position. I'll see if I can activate this gesture. Aha, there it is. Perfect. Such class, such respect. Well, there you go. We shall further continue Bach's quest. Well, 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 would you look at where I am now? I am at the Writhe Blood Ruins over on Altus Plateau. Why? Well, because here's something that wasn't here before. It's a brand new invasion. An offline invasion. Should I use the festering bloody finger and invade Magnus the Beast Claw's world? Don't mind if I do. Oh, he just comes running right in, doesn't he? Oh, yikes. Sure enough, he uses the Beast's moves. I've never seen an NPC do that, just the Beast guy himself. Wow, this guy's actually pretty scary. Doesn't have all the health in the world, but my goodness. That didn't do as much damage as I had hoped it would. I'm not getting hit by that. Wow. Some hit. One swing of that took out my whole poise. Incredible. I win. First try. Yeah, the little items that don't really matter. Rune Arc, Furl, Culling, Finger Remedy, it's fine. Well, that was great. Actual first try. Great stars. And Somber Smithing Stone 6. Okay. What's great stars? I mean, this is new. I have no idea. I mean, I know what generally it is, but a great hammer. Huge bludgeon with 3 stars at the striking end. Though primarily a striking weapon, the star spikes cause blood loss. Yeah, I'll bet they do. A blood-stained star is an ill omen. A fact not lost upon those against whom this weapon is brought to bear. Landing attacks slightly restores HP. Ooh. And then Endure. Assume an anchored stance to brace for incoming attacks, briefly boosting poise. Damage taken while using the skill is reduced. That's pretty cool. Sick weapon, I'm reminded of Bloodborne. Alright. Well, that was very satisfying, so now my mission is to go back to the Rose Church. I have returned to the Rose Church, and now it is time to talk to White Masquare again. Mission complete.
Oh, Lambkin, so pleased you're here. I'm glad that you're enjoying my gift. I knew it from the very start. You have a taste for noble blood. I wish to anoint you a proper inductee. A knight to serve Luminary Mohg, the Lord of Blood, and establish a new dynasty. Luminary Mohg has strength, vision, and of course, love. So, what do you say, my lambkin?
I am going to go for it.
Yes. Who would have it any other way? Now, take this.
Lord of Blood's favor.
For your final trial, soak the cloth with a maiden's blood. Normally, this ritual would involve killing one's own maiden and recanting the wisdom of the 2 fingers. But since you are maidenless, the blood of anyone's maiden will do.
That is pretty messed up. Just go after someone else's maiden. Now, he does not know that Melina has become my maiden, but she's still incorporeal, so I couldn't kill her even if I wanted to. I do have to go after someone else's maiden.
The cloth is your final trial. Soak it with the blood of a maiden. The blood of anyone's maiden will do. You are maidenless, after all.
Let's take a look at the key item. Pure white oath cloth given by Vare. The final trial to be anointed a knight of Mohg, Lord of Blood. Soak the cloth with the maiden's blood. The blood of anyone's maiden will do. You are maidenless after all. Well, as dark as it is to say, I have options. Now, I have 3 options, I believe. Do you remember Irina, the blind woman, and then Hayeta appears and seems to be the same person? It's kind of weird. I could actually go ahead and kill Irina, which is a pretty terrible thing to do. But I also have a couple of other options. Well, here I am way at the beginning of the game. I used one of 4 imbued sword keys at the 4 belfries, and I made it back to the Church of Anticipation where the entire game began. Hey look, here's that beginning game message. Though the path be broken and uncertain, claim your place as Elden Lord. Oh, I'm gonna play the video game, that sure sounds cool, but oh wait. Look who's lying on the ground past the message. Dye cloth with maiden's blood. All the way back here. Got it. Got it. Fully reddened oath cloth dyed in a maiden's blood. The final trial is complete. Luminary Mohg is sure to welcome you into his service, as a knight who will lay the foundations for his dynasty. There you go. I've done it. All I have to do now is report back to Lord Vare. However, I'll go ahead and show you my other option as well. Well, this took a whole bunch of journeying, but I am now over at the Church of Inhibition, which means I had to pass the Frenzy Flame Tower and beat Fingerprint Vike. Or Frenzied Finger Vike, whatever he was called. He was not easy. But look, it's the church. Definitely taking a site of grace, you better believe it. And, oh look, it's a maiden. She has the Finger Maiden equipment, sure, but I could also take her blood. I can't anymore because I've already completed that task, but I could have. And again, I could also kill Irina. Although, in retrospect, I don't have to actually kill her myself. You'll remember that if you complete her quest line, she dies anyway, so I'm sure I could pick her blood up after she's dead if I wanted to go that way, but whatever the case, I am now prepared. I am now right about near the Rose Church, and here's a little interesting bit of foreshadowing. Look, it's Albinurix, just hanging out. Remember that Mohg and his mausoleum have a bunch of Albinurix around them. In any case. Well look, morning has come and vanquished the night. And I am going to complete my test.
Ah, my lambkin. You've completed your final trial. And with this, you are a formal inductee. A knight who will assist Luminary Mohg, the Lord of Blood, in the establishment of a new dynasty. Now, give me your finger. This noble blood will be an immutable badge of honor once it settles inside of you.
That's... huh. Okay.
Oh, good heavens. Clench your teeth or something.
Wow. Bloody finger, no kidding.
Never forget, that feeling of agony, for it is what binds you to Luminary Mohg, to all of us. You have the sweetest scream, my lambkin.
That's so creepy. Hey look, invasion. So use the festering bloody finger. Strange. Why would you tell me this now? Don't I already know this? Well. Ah, there it is. It attempts invasion of other players' world. Okay. But wait a minute. Festering bloody finger does the same thing. What's the difference? I forgot what the recusant version was. So recusant is I appear as the recusant and I need to defeat the host of that world. But here I arrive as a bloody finger, with the objective of defeating the host of that world. So this is the Volcano Manor thing, and this is the Lord of Blood thing. Glistening blood has been siphoned into the nail of this finger. Its sickly pale skin feels nothing now, but the nail still aches with sweetest pain. So I can use this repeatedly. I'm an invader now. Interesting how, just like Dark Souls 1, we open with a cleric-ish looking guy who's more sinister than he at first appears. This guy is at least on my side, even though he's openly creepy. Petrus just turned out to be a creep, but tried to keep it under wraps.
Oh, another thing. You should have this.
Pure Blood Knight's Medal. This is the thing that I was concerned that I was missing out on my original playthrough.
A medal granted by the new Mohgwyn dynasty, with the power to grant audience with Luminary Mohg. I've gone out of my way to provide one to you. But you mustn't use it just yet. The meeting must wait until the Mohgwyn dynasty commences. Luminary Mohg yet slumbers beside the divinity. We must endure a little longer.
I mean, I don't think we're ever going to wait for the dynasty to start, so I have permission, not through him, but from the game, to use it.
Ah, it is trying, but we must be patient. One day you will be elevated, deservedly, basking in love. Right, my lambkin? Ah, one day, right, my...
Okay, there we go. Now, of course, I will go ahead and use this thing. You might have an idea of what it's for already. Audience with Mohg will be granted one day. Proof that one is a glorious knight of the new dynasty of Mohgwyn that the Lord of Blood will inaugurate. Use it to be granted audience with Mohg. Only, it is not yet time. For Mohg yet slumbers beside the divinity. Be patient. The new dynasty is nigh. Remember, the divinity is Miquella. Now, normally, what I had to do before this patch was go somewhere, I want to say to the west of the consecrated snowfield. So I really had to wait until late game, and there's a weird portal that you could find way out in the middle of nowhere, and it feels like some super secret area that teleports me to Mohg's mausoleum. Or I can complete Vare's quest and just go. This really was the intended way. I did the workaround way because I had little choice. Let's do it. Go to the audience grounds. I don't even know what that means. Like, is it the actual boss room or just the start of the dungeon? I'm assuming the start, because this is the normal way to get in, but let's find out. Oh, damn. This is Trident. Mohgwyn Palace. Did I skip? I forgot how this worked. This is the mausoleum. Maybe this is just the entrance. Or did the snowfield take me over here and I had to work my way around? It's been a little while, but in any case, this is how we can get to this location. I'm playing Mohg's Mausoleum in order to get to a certain goal of mine, but I don't think I ever mentioned this in my playthrough before. Here's a merchant, playing his violin. Now, you kind of do hear the singing of the Mohg's dynasty or Mohg's mausoleum over this playing, but do you recognize what he's playing? This is Gehrman's theme from Bloodborne. That's just a really cool little, I guess, Easter egg. It's awesome. But I have a mission to do. I've gone ahead and navigated Mohg's mausoleum. There's Mohg up there. If I go up those stairs and around the corner, I can fight Lord Mohg himself, but I am not going to. I am instead going to slightly backtrack right from the site of grace, and what do I see? I see something new. I see an invasion symbol. Do I want to invade Vare himself? Go get him. I have no idea where he is. I hope he's outside, although I wouldn't bet on it. Okay. I like being able to see, is my point. There he is. Just chilling.
You seek violence, heedless of my warning, though you have been raised to a knight of the dynasty. Pain to the very depths of my being. I'll ensure you regret this.
I kind of feel bad, sort of. I mean, he's clearly messed up. This guy likes blood. I wonder how cavalier he would be about if the blood spilled as his own. That's more than a little scary. That didn't hurt that bad, actually. But you know what I can do? That, wow. Alright. Okay. Lousy blood loss. We each heal, but that's okay. I really wish he'd stop casting those flies or whatever the hell they're supposed to be. This is an interesting fight, I'll guard him that. Oh, he had 2 flasks. Well, so much for those. Wanna heal again, buddy? Wanna try? Nope, can't do it, can ya?
Why? As I was lowborn.
Got the rune arc, got the finger remedy, whatever. Nothing really impressive. But wait. Now he's here.
Oh, luminary Mohg, please grant the strength you promised. I have given everything. Please, my lord. Please, answer me, luminary Mohg. Bless the Mohgwyn dynasty with love.
Festering Bloody Finger ×6, which I could have gotten even if I'd killed him back at the church, but because I've completed his quest line, maybe you noticed it. Vare's Bouquet, and what a name for a weapon that is. Let's take ourselves a look. There it is, as a hammer. Oh, did you? Its move is Blood Tax. A steel mace resembling a charming bouquet of roses. Each petal has a sharpened edge, leaving the roses perpetually colored with blood. This weapon reflects White Mask Vare's manner of speech rather well, enticing in its splendor but full of deadly consequence. And then Blood Tax. Blood Oath skill granted by the Lord of Blood. Twist to build power, then unleash a flurry of thrusts that rob the target of both their blood and their HP. Oh, really? So here it is. Incredible. They look like flowers, but they aren't. Alright, torch attack. I can't do it. There we go. There it is. Didn't even cost much. That's not bad. That's a pretty sick weapon. I quite like that. And let me tell you, it feels really good to finally complete this quest line. Because offline, I just couldn't do it before. But now I can. Thus concludes White Mask Vare, and should I so desire, I could walk 3 steps over and kill his lord too. Talk about insult to injury. I have now made it all the way to Leyndell, which required restoring Godric's Great Rune. But I've done it, and I'm in the beginning of the dungeon. I made it to the East Castle Rampart. Why am I here? Well,
my utmost thanks for bringing me to the base of the Erd Tree. Here, I can govern my own movement, and thus, the accord is fulfilled. I shall depart to ascertain the purpose I was given. Farewell. I shall leave Torrent, and the power to turn runes into strength. Here, with you. I wish you luck in realizing your ambition. You have fought long and hard. I have no doubt you will become Elden Lord. May you take the throne.
well, that was super nice of her to say, but, notice anything else? Look who's here.
Bok the seamster, at your service, my lord. Ready to make adjustments to your garments.
Do you see it? Have you ever thought so? Well, I'll go for the first one. Do you see it?
My lord, did you see it? The Erd Tree. I don't really have the words for this, but I was so dazzled. I felt something stir in my breast. The Erd Tree is waiting for you, my lord. I know it, I do. I feel it in my bones. Oh, please, take the throne of Elden Lord.
Definitely a different matter of conversation than the one I had been accustomed to. Did I tell him not to call me Lord in my original playthrough? Because this is a whole different thing. And also, have you ever thought so?
My lord, have you ever wished you might be born again? Well, they say that Renala of Raya Lucaria has the power to help people be reborn. Oh, me? Reborn? Oh, look at me. When you're this ugly, Well, being reborn, it would hardly make a difference, I'm afraid.
Now at this point I could give a larval tear, but what if I just go away?
Going already, my lord. Please do be safe on your journeys. Bok the scene ready to make... Going, please.
Let's see if anything comes of this.
Bok ready to make a jump.
Okay, in that case I will give him a larval tear. Remember what these are for. It's just like what he mentioned about Renala. You can be effectively reborn, you can change your look, you can change your stats. I'll allow him to do that.
My lord, what's this? Oh, it can't be. For my rebirth? But these are precious. Are you certain that it's for me? Oh, my lord. How did you know? It was my only wish that I might honor you with a decent appearance.
I really do feel bad. He's so insecure. What if I say please wait?
My lord, it shouldn't take me long. I'm off to see Renala of Raya Lucaria. I'll be reborn, fresh and new. My lord,
Okay.
I'll be reborn.
We'll see what happens.
Please.
I'm assuming he'll be gone when I do this. Okay. He left, which means I'm going to leave. Could that be? No kidding. Doesn't talk. What? He's just dead? I'm not entirely sure that he got what he wanted. That's a real downer of an actual conclusion to the questline. However, there is another way. At this point, I am back with Bok. I again have the option to give him a larval tear, but I'm not going to.
Going already, please.
Instead, I am going to do something genuinely shocking, because it's wholesome. I am actually going to do one of the most wholesome things that the FromSoft games allow the player to do. Observe. Do you remember Prattling Pate and the various things you can make him say? You know, thank you. That kind of stuff? Well, I have... You're beautiful. Bok is so disappointed in his own ugliness, but little does he know.
You're beautiful.
Bok the scene ready to make it.
I heard a voice.
Did I just hear my mum speaking? Thank you very much. Mum was always the only one who said I was beautiful. And now, my dear lord, let me hear her voice. Oh, please, if I may dream just once, do you feel the same way my mum did, my lord? Do you think I'm beautiful, despite these looks?
Not at all. Oh my god. No, of course I'm gonna say that's right.
Oh, my lord, my dear lord, I, Bok the seamster, am forever in your service. May the throne of Elden Lord be yours.
And there you go, that's the conclusion to Bach's quest on a positive note. He's still here, he does his altering garments thing, but we have taken the quest line to its end.
We're going already? Please.
I don't think he's going to say anything different when I talk to him again.
Bach the sea ready to make a...
There you go.
Going already? Please.
And that does it. We conclude Elden Ring on a wholesome note that just feels excellent. Well, we have done it. We have beaten Elden Ring. And this means every dungeon, every mini-dungeon, every field boss, every scarab, I think, every NPC questline, I think. I tried to be thorough. I believe I covered them all. But there is just so much going on in this game. It's so vast, and yet it's maybe one of the more player-friendly games of its kind, including the earlier Dark Souls games, which maybe Dark Souls 1 and Demon's Souls could seem easy in comparison to Elden Ring, with how much you can kind of cheese the bosses with dodge rolls, but Elden Ring has loads of quality of life improvements, and as big as the game is, I still say it's very player-friendly in that it can be about as long or as short as you want it to be. I explored every nook and cranny of the big dungeons, the little dungeons, what have you, but as far as the story dungeons are concerned, you only have to do, I think, 2 of them? Godric and Lanedell. I'm not 100% sure about Raya Lucaria, but I think Godric is mandatory, but that's the first one, and it helps you out. And even within all of the dungeons, there's usually a pretty straightforward path to the end. I went looking all over the place, and that made things take longer, but I didn't have to do that. When I was going over NPC quests in my second playthrough, I just dashed through one dungeon, went to Lanedell. I think going to Lanedell might have involved Altus Plateau, but even then, accessing Altus Plateau, you still have options. You can get 2 halves of the Dectus Medallion, you can enter Raya Lucaria and lose the fight to that one enemy and fight your way out of the Volcano Manor's dungeon. You can sneak around the back way and go up the pile of sarcophagi and fight that dragon thing, or run past it. Or was it a dragon, or was it a Black Blade kindred? I don't know, but there are multiple ways of doing that too. It's really clever how it's done. Even Volcano Manor itself. Do you walk all the way up the path and fight your way in and just do the dungeon? Or do you join the Volcano Manor and take care of assassinations here and there and just skip to the end? This game has lots of stuff like that going on, and it accommodates so many diverse playstyles. Not that I showed that off, but you have magic, of course, as well as different kinds of weapons, but there are so many Ashes of War that you can apply to your weapons and shields to give yourself an extra little boost in terms of some kind of special move that might make life a little bit easier. It is brilliant. Now, I'm not without complaint. The difficulty really seems to spike toward the last, I don't know, third of the game or so. Part of that might have been on me. I didn't use any whetstones with my blades, for example. I might have been making things harder for myself. But for a consistent playstyle like my own, it definitely felt like, oh, these enemies have more health than I expected. And the final boss, the Elden Beast, regardless of how you play melee, it's a chore for melee users. Accessing the horse torrent would have been a real boon, I think, because I'm just trying to run across this long arena while the Elden Beast is throwing all sorts of stuff at me, and that got frustrating. I took longer on the Elden Beast, a mandatory boss, than I did on Millennia, the hardest boss that's ever been hard in any FromSoft game. I took twice as long on Elden Beast. Probably could have been easier if I'd used sorceries of some kind, but I didn't. I was swinging, and one wrong move and you are nearly dead. It got pretty frustrating, especially because I had to get through Radagan first. But still, overall, this really does feel like possibly the culmination of FromSoft's Souls-type games. There are a bunch of bosses. They boasted over 100 and they delivered, but some of them did feel copy-paste. there were the Knights Cavalry, for example. I think they were supposed to be allusions to the Nazgul, so there's supposed to be that many of them. But some have the same weapons, so you just kind of deal. If you're playing the game completely casually without any walkthrough like I was using, you'll probably run into a few of them, and they'll all seem fresh at that point. But going for comprehensiveness, you'll see some repeated stuff. But I still say this game feels like the culmination of Soul stuff because of player accessibility. It's the biggest game yet. It has multiple paths to getting what you want. It's very kind, even in terms of we maintain the fast and, well, I was going to say fast and slow, but fast climb and descent of things like ladders. The fact that you could teleport from wherever is just unbelievable to me. Except for dungeons that you just entered, like the mini dungeons, you have to back out of them or beat them. Or if you got hit by a trap chest, you have to escape the area you're in. But even so, free teleportation. You don't have to go to a bonfire to teleport to another bonfire. You can be standing in the middle of nowhere and teleport to a site of grace you've already accessed. That is just great. This game is great. What can I say? I've shown off everything I can, and there is still the DLC to consider. So I look forward to exploring even more. Thank you very much for watching this playthrough. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed playing it. And I did enjoy playing this. I also look forward to seeing what other adventures are in store. Until next time, everyone.
Thank you.